Hey guys, in this video we do a little bit of maintenance on the Warrior. Alright guys, so the maintenance that we're doing on the Warrior was we were simply just going to adjust the valves. Well, we came into some other issues and that I don't know how this thing actually still ran like it did. I mean, it always fired right up and off it went. It made a real bad ticking noise, which I figured it needed adjusted. It definitely needed adjusted, and I'll bring you up closer to show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're trying to fix this problem. That way this thing's up and going again and we can just rip around on it. Alright, as you guys can tell, we had already started turning into this, just thinking it was going to be a simple, adjusting the valves. Well, I opened this cover up and the adjustment bolt is missing. I don't even know how it was running. But yeah, so that's totally missing, and I had the cam out. That's why this rocker can roll all the way up. So I pulled the cam out, trying to see if maybe that bolt was underneath of it or something, and this is what came out. It is beat. And no, this is not an OEM cam right there. If any of you guys are thinking about buying one, I probably would say no. I put this in 5 years ago, and like I said, I'm surprised it's still running. So I got the OEM one right here. We're gonna stick that one back in. It's in good shape, so we're good with that. And luckily I had an extra top end sitting on the shelf, so I got an adjuster. So we'll be able to fix that. But before we start throwing this back together, I want to try and dig around up front here and see if I can't locate this bolt. There's not like any damage in there. There's a few little signs that there could have been something in there, so I don't even know if it was ever in there. But yep, that's what we're gonna do with this thing, try to get it back together and that. But if you guys want to hear what this thing sounded like before I tore it apart, I will put a video in right now. So yeah, the tick was real. Like I said, that's why I was going to adjust the valves and found out it was way worse than it was. That's one thing I love about these Warriors too. They just keep running. No matter what happens, it seems like they just keep running. And I have a friend, well, Krusty, he had a Warrior growing up, and that thing never let him down. No matter what happened, it just kept running. So that's one thing I love about these Warriors. And two, this was our friend Marcus's. And unfortunately he passed away, and I was lucky enough to receive it, and that's one reason why I have it also. So yep, we'll go ahead and finish putting this top end back together. Okay guys, after doing some digging around up front here, I did find the nut, and I also located, it's right down there, you can just see it, but it's right in the front. I found the bolt, so I'm going to try to get that dug out. Guess what? We got it. Took an Allen wrench, wee little magnet, put it on the end there so I can pull it out. There she is. Get the focus going. Yeah, honestly doesn't look too bad. You can see right at the end there, thing with focus. There, right on the edge, there's a little spot, looks like where the valve might, or this valve spring might have been tapping on it. But not too bad actually. Alright guys, everything looks pretty good in there. We're gonna go ahead and start putting this back together. I got the stock cam ready to go back in, so we're gonna go ahead and start putting this all back together, and hopefully get it back together enough today that we can fire it up and make sure everything sounds good. So if you guys were wondering how I can time this up without even pulling this plug and getting on top dead center, well, before I even pulled this cam gear off, I had marked this pin right here where this line is. That's your timing mark. So I went ahead and marked that with a white marker. That way, all I had to do was throw this back in, line it up with there, and we're good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this tensioner back in, and how you guys work this is there's a spring that goes in the back just like this, and when you put that bolt in, it pushes that out to tension the chain. To reset it is you make sure that spring's out and you push this little tab right there, and it'll go in. And then all you got to do is set it in there, make sure you put it in the correct way, which it's this way. That little tab goes on the bottom just like that. Tighten it up and then put your spring and bolt in. In case you're wondering, these are 8mm heads and this is a 12mm. Now that this is all tensioned up, this is on here tight, we're going to roll this back to line up with this. These are your marks. That way we know we are top dead center. And then we'll adjust our valves to where we need them to be. And then we'll finish putting this together and we'll kick on the key switch and see if this thing fires up. Alright, so I wrote down what the intake should be. In millimeters it's 0.06 to 0.1, and in inches it's 0.002 to 0.004. And here's your exhaust, it's 0.16 to 0.2 millimeters, or 0.006 to 0.008 in inches. So that's what we're going to set ours. We're going to set it probably closer to the 0.2s and the 0.1, because I was told a loose valve is a happy valve, a tight valve you won't have a running motor. So we're going to set it closer to the 0.2, probably like 0.18 for the exhaust, and probably like a 0.08 for the intake. Alrighty, so we got the valves all adjusted, I got the covers on. Let's see if this thing will fire up. Alright, so we're going to take this thing out for a little rip, show you that everything's all good now. got it fixed. She's sounding good. She's running pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied in that. I think we're done working on this and that. But if you guys like this video, please smash that like button and leave any comments down below. If you guys want to see my last video, click over here. If you guys want to become a subscriber, click over here. I'll catch you guys next time.